Head over to miniaturemarket.com where they have thousands of board games at discounted prices like Ticket to Ride 15th Anniversary. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Back 15 years ago in 2004, Ticket to Ride came out from Days of Wonder, designed by Alan R. Moon. It won the Spiel des Jahres, essentially the German Game of the Year, the biggest award in board gaming. And since then, wow, has it been such a franchise, coming out with many different versions and expansions, and it's one of my favorite franchises in games, period. And so now they're coming out with a 15th anniversary edition. So I'm going to go over that and show you what's different in that edition. I'm not going to teach you how to play that. I have a Ticket to Ride video that I've already shot, original one, that you can click in the link in the description below if you want to see that. But otherwise, I'm just going to go over the changes, and I'll see you on the other side. Now I am not going to go over how Ticket to Ride works because I've done that in another Ticket to Ride video, which you can see by clicking the link below or by clicking that eye in the top corner there. Today I'm just going to be going over what is different about this 15th anniversary edition. Now one of the things this comes with is a sleeve for the board game. It actually sits in there. It's just something that sits outside and basically just says 15th anniversary edition. Shows you that there's some new clear plastic trains. And when you remove the sleeve, it's basically the normal box. I typically do not like sleeves. Usually once you get them off, they're hard to get back on, but this one was not bad. So if I had bought this edition, I would probably keep the sleeve on it, but normally, it's not that big a deal. Now the cards that come in the game are essentially the same, but I'm going to zoom in here on the card backs. And this appears to be a new and fresh look. And it does come with a full player set of trains. I'm just showing you one of each here, but they are sort of this clear, translucent plastic, which definitely does look better than the original trains. Now this is the best part of this actually, is it comes with a nice little booklet about the history of Ticket to Ride over the last 15 years. And this book talks about how Alan Moon walked into a bar with the CEO of Ticket to Ride and how he had this game called Station to Station. It talks about the history. It's really cool. It actually shows sort of like a little prototype of that right there. There's also a history of Alan R. Moon, the designer of Ticket to Ride, and the different games that he had designed over the years. He even showed some of the preliminary art drawings from here, and look at this. These are still the ones that are used in the game. That's really cool. It talks about the timeline of Ticket to Ride and all the different versions they've come out through all the different years. And it talks about how popular the game is and how there is a world championship for the game and the history of that. And finally, it highlights the digital demand in the apps and how big that is these days of playing Ticket to Ride online, which I still do to this day. And finally, it talks about a cultural touchstone where Ticket to Ride has been seen in different things like the Big Bang Theory and things like that. All right, so I'm going to talk about the things that I liked about it. First, the historical sort of rulebook / insert there. For me, that was by far and away the best thing. Such a cool little thing. Granted, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, I think, if I remember right. But it really was cool to hear the history of how they met in the bar, and he showed him it, and showing that original prototype was the coolest thing. And then listening about the history of Alan R. Moon's design history and the history of the game itself. That was by far, for me, the best thing. Of course, they could have put that in any edition, but to do something special like that for the 15th was cool. The translucent trains, well, I like them better than the original, so that's a positive. They do look cooler. The game itself, if you look it up online, it has the same MSRP, but it appears it's a couple dollars cheaper than the original version, which of course is another positive. The box sleeve, I can take or leave box sleeves, but in this case, it fits back on fine, and it's cool. I'm glad it's there. I mean, shoot, if you're getting a game for the same price or a little bit cheaper and that's there, it's great. So let me put this in perspective for you. For the positives, it's a good deal. You're getting the same game that has been so popular for so long for about the same price, possibly even cheaper. You're getting a cover, you're getting the rulebook update with that stories, and you're getting the translucent train. So if you look at it like that, I am paying about the same, maybe cheaper, and I'm getting something that's even better. Good, that's excellent. The problem I have with this is calling it a 15th anniversary edition. Now, when I first heard about this, I got so excited because I bought the 10th anniversary edition, which was a monster. This thing was amazing. It was, I think I paid $100 for it, maybe even more. And it was the board was 50% bigger. The trains came in their own sort of tin. The cards are the big cards, and that edition was amazing. You can't find one of those anywhere for any normal prices these days. And when I heard the 15th anniversary was coming out, I was hoping they were going to sort of, even if they just reprinted that one and did maybe the rule book and something different and called it 15th, I would have been so excited. I would have bought another copy just for backup. But no, and instead they do basically the same thing and they give you translucent trains and that's it. So I think this is not worthy of a quote-unquote anniversary edition at all. I think there were missed opportunities here. Maybe instead of having the same price and essentially the same game with a couple of upgrades, I would have, and call it an anniversary edition, I would have much rather seen the normal sized cards, which I don't know anyone that really plays Ticket to Ride with those small cards. They're a pain in the butt to shuffle, you can't see them as well. Almost everybody I know buys the 1910 expansion, which gives you the bigger cards that are much easier to play with, and they give you that sort of the mega pack where you have a lot more, many more different ticket cards you can play with. That version of the game for me is so much better than the original. I love the original. I would have much rather seen, if they didn't want to do this big grandiose size of this 10th anniversary edition for the 15th, if they at least said, you know what, this is going to be a cool version, give it everything it has now that they did, but also give us the sort of the 1910 expansion built into it, where it's the cards, the bigger cards, and the more tickets. Even if it was just that, granted, it wouldn't have been the same price as now. It would have been more expensive, but at least it's something that differentiates it from in a real way from the original anniversary edition. So, I don't know, it's good. Again, perspective-wise, great. You're getting a better game for the same price, maybe a little cheaper, that's cool. But for an anniversary edition, I was hoping for much more, or at least a little more. And that's what I think about this. It's still a great thing, and if you're gonna buy Ticket to Ride, you might as well buy this version. But man, for an anniversary edition, really? I was hoping for much more. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games by helping you find the next one you'll love. Did you miss the Game Topper 2.0 Kickstarter? Have no fear, it's not too late to get in on the ultimate gaming accessory. Convert your table into a high-quality gaming table with a fully portable Game Topper system and take advantage of some of the best 3mm premium gaming mats in the industry. New styles, new sizes, and new accessories can be yours. Upgrade every game you play by late backing now at GameToppersLLC.com.